everyone, today in this video I'm going to be checking out the Eureka. This is the J15 Ultra. Huge shout out to Eureka for sending us this sample. I want you to know that any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. Eureka's not seeing this video until you are seeing this video. So if you're interested in this product, the link to it will be in the video description. Take a look at the retail box and packaging right here. 19,000 pascals of suction. What they're calling Flexi Razor Anti-Hair Tangling Technology. We're basically at the station, it'll cut the hair away. And we have advanced edge cleaning with their scrub extend. So the mop will kick out to the side of the unit to get closer to your side edges and baseboards. Let's rotate the box around where we can see a breakout of all those features. On this side, they walk you through some more features here. AI-powered obstacle avoidance. 167-degree hot water mop washing and 131-degree hot air mop drying. High-speed dual rotating mop. Another breakout on the side. And then we're back to the front of the box. Now let's open it up and see what's inside. Here are all the contents. First up, we have our product literature consisting of a quick start guide and a full instruction guide and manual. Next, you'll find we have our two mopping pads in modules. Both are identical to each other. We got the nice Eureka purple branding. They're just held on by Velcro, so you can easily remove these if you want to give them an even deeper clean, wash them yourself, and obviously when they wear out and it's time to replace them, simple and straightforward. Next, we have our side cleaning brush, labeled R for the right side of our unit. Got a blue color scheme on the bottom of it. Multi-purpose cleaning brush and detangling tool. We have a ramp for the station as well as the vacuum. And then last but not least, the station itself. Let's take a look at the vacuum and the station in more detail. Starting with the top of the vacuum, we have our Navi Polaris obstacle avoidance branding, Eureka's logo and branding, two control buttons here. We have a power button and a return to station to charge. If you press and hold the power button, that'll turn it on and off. And you can just do a quick press and that will start or pause the vacuum. And then you can press the plug button here. That's going to return to the base station to charge. The top lid opens up to reveal our dustbin here with cleaning and care instructions. Purple Eureka filter that we can open up. You can see the filter there. We have another piece of foam for the filter and then our screen. And then on this side, we have an open instruction, so we can open up to get access to the dustbin if we ever need to wash, rinse out, or manually empty it. Here's where all the contents will be sucked out of the dustbin with the self-empty. Inside, you'll also find a Wi-Fi indicator light and button with our reset there and a QR code for setup. Looking at the very front of the J15 Ultra, we have our camera sensors and LED light with the 3D AI and TeleView branding off to the side. Here's a look at that navigational bumper in action and the movement that we get. This is where the contents will empty out with the self-empty through the dustbin, through here into the station. Backside, we have sensors, charging contacts, water inlet there. And looking at the other side, we have another sensor in the navigational bumper. Looking underneath, we have our two spring-loaded drive wheels here, omnidirectional wheel, multiple cliff sensors. This is where we can attach the side cleaning brush, blue to blue, and that just snaps right in place. Additional product info. We have our main roller brush here. Take a look at the bristle and the rubber agitator with the Eureka color scheme. I like that color scheme a lot. Then we have a detangling comb in there too to help hopefully break down some hair and tangles. Easy access there for the main brush roller for cleaning, care, and replacement. And then down here, this is where the mopping modules will be installed. And off to the side, this is the one that's going to be able to extend out beyond the unit to get closer to edges and corners. And they just snap right in place. So there's a look at the vacuum all set up. Moving on to the station, looking at the top, we have our dirty water tank and clean water tank, both with icons to help us. And they both have large carrying and grip handles. Here's your dirty water tank close up from all sides and angles, and then we can open it up. You can see inside the tank with our float. Clean water tank close up, all sides and angles. And on this side right here with the handle, we have a max indicator letting us know when it's full. So you can fill up the water till that line. Take a look inside. Here's your left side profile. This is the top, this is the bottom. Here's your right side profile. This is the top, this is the bottom. Here's a look at the back side. This is the top, this is the bottom. Handle here, on and off switch. We also have built-in cable management, and we can route the cable through either side. It is an integrated power cord. Here's a look at the very bottom. This is the back side. This is the front where the ramp will clip on. 4 large grip feet. And here's a look at the very front. Eureka's logo and branding up at the top. Indicator light here. Removable cover that just pops out of the way. 3 tabs at the bottom, revealing our vacuum bag that's already installed. And then further down, this is where the magic happens. Charging, refilling, washing, cleaning, drying. And this tray here is removable. It just pops right out. So you can see the tray. It's very easy to wash, clean, and maintain this. And we can even remove this screen. And great there to help with any larger debris that may be building up. Very nice. And again, you could wipe down in here, but this tray just goes right back in. Setting up the station, simple and straightforward. We just have to attach the ramp, and we have multiple tabs right here that'll line up with the base. Basically, the groove treads line up together. It's going to be the same width as the station, so you know that you have it right. And then just gently press it in place, and it'll snap right in. Now let's charge it up, fill it up, and try it out. We just finished our first clean. Take a look at the results. We'll start with the removable station tray. We have some residue here as water has evaporated. Some dirt and dust have been left behind with some hair. But we can easily remove this cover and rinse everything out, so they make cleaning this tray super easy. Moving along to the vacuum itself, let's open it up and take a look at the dustbin contents here. And it is packed full of crumbs and pet hair. Let's dive in. Take a look at that. So in my household, I have a dog and 3 hairy humans living with me. All the crumbs from our food, from our kids. So let's take a look at the real world contents. Tons of pet hair and human hair, crumbs, dirt, debris, stickers, little piece of plastic bag. We have a quart of a crayon, see some popcorn. But you get the idea what it's going to actually be able to vacuum up. Let me show you the filter as well. So already got a lot of dirt and dust and crumbs in our screen here, our little washable piece of foam, so we can rinse that out. And then our filter is already trapping some really fine dirt and dust, and we can give that a tap or two. Look at that. And a lot of that comes right out. You could use compressed air if you want to really maintain this filter and overachieve. And then looking at the underside, we have our main side brush here, no tangles on it. Looking at our main roller, this didn't get a fully fair shake because you have to turn on max independently every time, which is kind of annoying to me, but you do have a couple default settings you can adjust within the app for the hair detangling. But if you want turbo max, whatever they call it, it only does it one time. But anyways, a couple more runs through, and I'm not even sure to have any of these tangles left on it from our experience with the other J15 Pro Ultra model. So what I want to say about this comb system is, although it's not going to be perfect, I don't notice any of the human or dog hair on this. This is exceptionally long fibers and threads from a shag rug, and even then a couple more times it'll probably cut through them. So compared to all the comb systems I've tested, this is going to be the most efficient and best one that I've seen. But it's not as good as like Dreamy's Tri-Cut brush, or my favorite, which is Narwhal, and now Dreamy and Roborock have cone-shaped brush rollers that basically funnel it all down to one side, or in Roborock's case to the very middle, and then sucks the hair out. So that basically is completely tangle-free. This isn't bad, but it's still behind the redesigned brush roller, so maybe in the future we'll see that, but for any of these comb style systems, this is the best one that I've seen. And then last but not least, the mop pads look great, as good as new. Moving on to the Eureka app, let me show you a brief overview of some of the key settings and features. We're going to enter into our J15 here, and down at the bottom you'll notice we have room, full, and zone cleaning options, so we can clean by room, we can clean everywhere, or we can drag and drop different zones on the map. And then we can adjust what kind of clean we want. A smart clean, vacuum and mop, vacuum then mop, vacuum only, mop only, or customized clean. And then we can adjust suction level and path preference. There is no water level adjustments for mopping, which is interesting. Then towards the right-hand center side of the screen, we have our video patrol option, so we can activate the camera and have this drive around. We have our map tools. This is where we can edit our map. And we can select region settings. We can add virtual walls, no-go zones, no mop zones, and thresholds, and build that out on our map. So you can customize your map there. Then top right-hand corner, we have the 3 dots for the settings. We can put this on a schedule. We can view our cleaning history. That's what work log is. We can manage our maps. This does support multi-level mapping. We have our cleaning settings here, so you can choose what happens when it encounters carpet. Enhanced edge and corner cleaning, flexible edge cleaning, gap cleaning, enhanced cleaning beneath, around desks and chairs, excuse me. Here's that hair cutting settings I was talking about. Super strong cutting is only a one-time option. I wish it could always stay on. It'll default back to turbo. Threshold pressurization, which is cool, and auto recharge and resume. Then we have our voice settings, station settings. Let's look at this. We can adjust mop wash frequency. We can adjust the self-emptying frequency. And we have the soft self-emptying if you want it to be in a little bit lower noise level. Mop washing mode, hot water, the water temp, auto drying, drying mode, duration 2 or 3 hours. You get the idea, so we can customize all of that there. Then we have accessory lifetime. That's a breakdown of our brushes and parts and components when it's time to replace them. I'll show you general settings too. Child lock, do not disturb. We can toggle on or off the LED light there. Then we have AI cleaning butler, so you can toggle these on or off. Intelligent deep cleaning, spot stain cleaning. AI obstacle recognition and avoidance, if you want to enable those and fine tune that for your home. Manual control, so yes, we can use our phone to drive this around. Find My Robot, and everything else is going to be your typical instructions, firmware updates, device things along those lines. So that's a quick look, very brief overview of the mobile app, but it gives you the basics. So different mopping or vacuuming modes, map customization with no-go zones, station controls, and cleaning settings, specifically how to clean carpets and how it encounters all that, and then you can fine-tune some of the AI and obstacle settings. How does our J15 Ultra stack up against the competition? Let's find out. We'll be comparing it to our database of over 100 different robot vacuum cleaners that we've personally tested. So let's get right into it. First up, max suction power measured in pascals, 19,000 pascals, substantial suction power. This is competing with the high-end flagship models from Dreamy and Roborock, so it's rather quite impressive. Next, we have max CFM. We measure this in-house, just like suction power. The higher the better, that's what we want to see. And we are above average here, which is great. Let's find out if it actually makes a difference, though, in our real-world carpet deep cleaning test. Sure enough, it does. In our deep cleaning test, we scored a 90 out of 100. That's 3% above your typical average robot vacuum cleaner. So it does make a difference, but not 2 or 3 times the difference that you'd expect with those suction power claims. That just shows you that vacuum vacuums get a whole lot out of other parts and components of the system than just any sort of airflow settings. The brush roller, clearances, all of that, the side brush will make a difference in these results too. In regards to decibels, this is how loud it is. We always record max decibels on your highest suction setting vacuuming carpets. 6 decibels above average, but realistically, you would be hard pressed to tell the difference between this vacuuming and your average robot vac. You'll be able to hear both of them, and honestly, I wouldn't want to be watching TV or trying to nap in that same room. Moving along to battery life, we're actually below average here, but I'm thinking Eureka's more in line with real-world testing here. I'm not sure how they got their number versus the average, which is way more inflated due to marketing claims and like the lowest suction setting in a perfect factory environment or just mopping or things along those lines. But anyways, more than enough juice to get through cleaning large homes and small homes. And that's due to the internal battery capacity, which is 1,000 milliamps above average. So it's great to see that Eureka isn't compromising on the internals and the things that we can't see. In regards to height, this comes in almost an inch taller than the average, but there's a pretty big catch here. The average skews lower for a lot of really cheap vacuums that don't have LiDAR navigation, and it skews lower for top-of-the-line flagship models that now use basically solid-state sensors along the side to navigate to replace that, or some models even have the LiDAR module retract down, so that makes them shorter too. In regards to self-empty, we're right in line with 72% of the vacuums out there. This is equipped with self-emptying. And similar percentage for mopping, 70% of vacuums just like this have mopping capabilities in some capacity. But unfortunately, one of my favorite features is automatic mop pad removal, found in Dreamy products and a couple of Roborock models now, but we're only seeing that in 3% of models, so it wasn't expected to be in the J15 Ultra. It would just be a nice to have. Speaking of nice to haves, this does have Mop Extend, which is a great feature to kick out that mop pad and clean along edges and sides. 15% of vacuums that we test have this feature. And the good news keeps coming, 2 millimeters above average in regards to mop lift, so that could be the difference between touching your carpets and rugs or not. Now, another feature I was really holding out hope that this vacuum would have would be solution dispensing. There is no solution compartment or automatic dispensing or anything like that. But they didn't compromise on a key feature, which is hot water mop pad washing to help break down more stains and residue that might build up on your mop pads over time. This has one of the hottest scores that we've seen. It's 13 degrees Fahrenheit above average. So basically, the hotter it is, the more it's going to be able to break down what's on your mop pads, making everything cleaner overall. And that theme continues with the hot air drying as well. Very hot air to dry above average, which means it's going to dry your mop pads faster. Another nice to have feature would be side brush reach. This is still premium flagship territory. It's where the side brush kicks out to extend into corners. We're seeing it trickle down to more and more models. Hopefully in the future it could be added to the future versions of Eureka's J15 series. It's only found in 2% of models so far, but it does give you extra coverage, and that might make the difference of completely cleaning your floors or not. And unlike the J15 Pro Ultra, this vacuum does not have main brush lifting. So for those curious, this one has stronger suction power, but it doesn't have main brush lifting when it's mopping. But just like the J15 Pro Ultra, this does have the same brush detangling system, which is the best comb system that we've seen. It's not perfect, and I still prefer the cone-shaped brush rollers instead, but if you want to use this system for whatever reason, it's going to be the best one that we've tried. Next is LED lights. This is equipped with 2 LED lights on the front that look really sweet. I just think they did a great job incorporating the design of those LED lights into the vacuum, just making it kind of look futuristic, and the diffusion panels for the LED lights just look nice and kind of like an accent to everything else. And lastly, this does have video monitoring capabilities with that camera on the front. They do give you access so you can peek in real time to check in on your house or your pets or patrol around. I really like having that feature and functionality. I know there are some privacy concerns, but at the end of the day, you're connecting your vacuum to the internet, so it just kind of comes with the territory. It's all said and done, so where does that leave us in regards to the Eureka J15 Ultra? Let me share with you my final thoughts. Here's what you need to know. So first, let's talk about the good. Hot water washing, hot air drying, mop extend capabilities, substantial suction power if that's a metric that you're really keen and honed in on. It's got a built-in LED light, and if you like that brush style detangling system, it's the most effective one that we've seen. But I do got to mention some things that I want to see improve with this model in the future. The biggest one's going to be obstacle avoidance. There's definitely room for improvement here. Good news is they should be able to refine that over time if they choose to via firmware updates. They shouldn't have to get any new hardware thanks to the camera already on it. But again, that would be up to them. I wouldn't hold out hope for that, but again, that could be done with this particular model, which is great to see as AI and all those databases continue to get built out. Hopefully they can use that library of images and everything else to train this to be more and more effective on identifying things around the house. Second one's going to be no side brush, extension, or reach. I'd like to see that feature added to this model in the future. That would be a really nice thing to have. Also, no two-way audio for the video monitoring, which is a bummer if you wanted to try to talk to your pet or an intruder. You don't have that ability, but maybe they could add that in the future. I'm not really sure. I'm assuming there's no, well, there's a speaker because it can talk to you. So anyways, that'd be interesting if they could somehow incorporate that to be able to do that in the future as well, if that's a functionality that you wanted to have. It's not the end-all be-all for me, but just something that I wanted to point out.